Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Trades of the Week, where myself, Marcus de Maria, and my head trader, Dennis Sahlström, beaming in from Sweden. We're going to be taking you through what we have been trading and investing in using several strategies, but also up and down, and doing that with stocks, shares, and of course, cryptos. Make sure that you do subscribe, because I've been told that we are shutting our giveaway. Remember, we're giving away lots and lots and lots of stuff. There'll be some information now, including a laptop. So make sure that you subscribe now, which you want to do anyway, by the way, because you don't want to miss out on what we're getting in. And we're going to be showing you the results towards the end of this as well. You're going to want to have those results. So Dennis, tell us what has been going on with, well, should we start with the Buffalo?
Yes, I think so. So let's start with some trades from last week. And they were in a couple of longs, we're in a couple of shorts. The first one we want to have a look at is AMPH, Amphastar Pharmaceuticals. And you can see this, we're going to start adding this big red arrow. And the big red arrow you have, no, it's not red, it's black, isn't it? Well,
yeah.
It's
Sorry,
the big
some
arrow.
of you don't know, Dennis is colorblind, which is really interesting for a trader. You know, when we're like, yeah, the green candle, he's like, but yeah, that one is a black arrow. Actually, I'm not sure.
It is black. So the enough debating about the black arrow. So the black arrow is just to show you what happened last week. Okay, so that was when we looked at it in the previous week. Now,
I think it's a red arrow. Yeah.
Now it's fallen down, so we're a bit in profit here, and I am looking to move my stop loss to break even. So what I would do here is, we can see it fell down. It kind of consolidated for a little bit, which means moved sideways. So what I would do is to move my stop loss to this black line there, which is a little bit above that consolidation, which kind of just means that if it goes above that, I'm going to get out, and I'm now in a risk-free trade.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so we're up, what, probably about 1% now, Dennis?
Yeah, 1 to 1 approximately. Absolutely.
Nice, very nice. It looks like it's going to go further, so that's a good one. Let's see what happens next week. Wonderful. But by the way, we are not counting this one at the end, right? This is very important. If we haven't yet exited, we're not going to add it onto our final score, which of course we're going to go on to in a few moments. We're going to show you our results. So Dennis, what other stock do we need to look at?
Absolutely. We have the next one is Electronic Arts. We've been in this for a long time. We actually went in it around this point here when it was consolidating back in March. Now, this is swing trading, so we could be in on average 34 days, but could also be longer. I just wanted to give you a brief update. We are around 2% in profit, maybe a little bit more, even 2.5%. And I would now move my stop loss, if you haven't done that already, below this consolidation pattern here. I do expect this to break higher, but who knows? So we're locking in around 1% in profit. So worst case scenario is we lose 1%.
Nice. What's the arrow for?
The arrow is last week.
Don't ask what color it is, because I haven't got a clue. But
it's blue.
What's the arrow for?
It's just showing last week. So if you looked at this last week, that's the arrow. It's just a week ago.
That's where we were last week. Okay, so it's gone up slightly now. So we're about, I would say, 1, 2, 3%. This is a really good risk-reward ratio, everybody. Can you see that? The risk is in whatever that color is. I mean, honestly, what is that color? Salmon pink, maybe?
Salmon pink.
And the light pale green is the, it looks like a sort of a 1 to potentially maybe even 5 if it goes all the way up to the top. Although I don't think it's going to go all the way up, but probably to around 100 and, I don't know, what does that say? 100.
What limited belief is that? It's going to go way higher than up to.
Sorry, my limiting beliefs. But can you see you can see there's a lot of resistance there, and at around 150 odd. So
yeah, there's some resistance here, and we have some resistance up here as well. So we're definitely looking at those regions. So when we're getting close to these, again, if we fail to break it, definitely moving the stop loss up to lock in the profits, at least 2.5% we should be getting on this, I would say, right? But I'm going to wait and leave the market a little bit more room to breathe.
Not much, though, because it does look like it's hit that several times, well, twice now. Yeah. It could be coming back down. So, yeah, we want to let the market move, as Dennis says. We've got to make sure we do that. A lot of people are very aggressive, and they put there, and then they're out, and then it goes up, right? You've got to allow, and this is one of the golden rules of trading and investing, which is to let your profits run as long as possible. It's kind of a mystical art, you know? There are rules to it, but it's also Yeah, right. Would you agree? It's kind of like,
Yeah, a little bit like that. It's a little bit like, finding your she. I don't know if that's a thing, but I think so. I think you get a bit unconscious. You see things because if some people just look at the chart, they don't know what they're looking at. But when you do this for a long time, you're just gonna know what to do when you see how the market moves. Absolutely.
very
So
good.
then
What
let's
else do
move
we
on.
have?
Yeah, to the next one. Marcus' favorite, Booz Allen. We're never getting rid of it. So
Yeah, it's actually moved.
yes, it's moving quite a bit. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm moving the stop loss up to this point here because just a bit below this consolidation area.
What is
And
that? Is that like a 1.5 to 1? Or no, 2 to 1 maybe even?
yeah, 2 to 1 exactly. So moving up, so we're locking in 2%. The reason being that it has a lot of resistance around this region, and if it fails to break it again, it moves below. I'm just, we have had enough booze, Alan.
And some might say never enough, but it sounds like you're getting a bit bored of it, Dennis. Is that a good strategy?
No, I'm not getting bored. I'm just moving up the stop loss to follow the rules.
Very good. All right. Okay, what else do we have?
Yeah, we can move a bit quicker. We also have advanced micro devices. So we're up a bit in profit in this one, which is nice to see. I'm not moving in my stop loss yet. Yeah.
So because I'm on a VCA on this one as well. So that's really good. That's moved up nicely. That's a great company. Great fundamentals.
Same with DocuSign, also a great company. We're also in profit on this one. So we have a lot of profits actually, and we just need to move the stop loss. We just need to let the market move a bit.
Yeah,
and on
absolutely.
Alarm from last week, we are at break even. So could be an interesting one as well. So we're looking to and the black arrow once again from last week. So
yeah, we were hoping for people because we got in like we got in before, but by the time we actually showed this one, it had already gone up. So we were hoping that it would come down a little for you guys, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So that's really interesting. Before we move on to the new ones for this week, Dennis, lots happening here. We've got obviously the first Friday is always the non-farm payrolls, which is a big thing to see what the employment or unemployment rate is here. And it was very disappointing last week, last month, only 266,000 jobs in America, new ones, but they reckon that there's going to be 674,000 jobs. So let's have a look. That's what they expect coming up. And again, it's all about expectations. So if it goes above that, 674,000, then that's going to be really good for the stock market. But if it comes down below that, that's going to be not so good. And there's a big event coming up as well in June where the Fed are going to meet. Now, let me tell you why. Because of inflation, prices are going up a lot, which is not good for the average person. And guess what? They have got in their arsenal in order to combat that. Dennis, what have they got to combat that?
Well, they're raising interest rates. That's
not good for the stock market. Generally speaking, raising interest rates, stock market goes down. Lowering interest rates, stock market goes up, which is why the stock market's been going up for such a long time, because of course interest rates have been low and going lower. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens in June. I mean, by the way, they've been threatening to increase interest rates for ages and they never do, but let's see what happens. That's why, as always, we need to make sure with the Buffalo that we're going up and down. So do we have any good ones for next week, Dennis?
Yeah, we do, absolutely. And one thing to mention as well is, of course, that the COVID cases in UK is rising up again and around the world. So is there anything you can do about that, Marcus? Can you make sure that they go down?
Yes, let me get back to you on that one while we look at the stocks, and I'll think of an amazing answer for you.
That's good. Okay, but we have BRP Group since last week as well, just to show that quickly. We're a little bit in profit, so make sure you keep this in your watch list in case it goes down, you can enter as well. Then from the new ones this week, we have AZEK. That is the ASIC company. Looks to be under support at the moment. And for some reason, the drawing has disappeared here. But if we put this on there, I would like it to go down maybe a little bit more. It is around that point though at the moment. And what I did really like about this one is that we have a rising kind of the highs are getting higher each time it goes up, which is usually very powerful. So we have around a 3-to-1 here if it does continue the same pattern. And I think this candle could be good to enter slightly above that. Stop loss below the lowest points here. And if you have a 3-to-1, I think this could be a good one to go with.
All right, thank you. What else do we have?
Yeah, we have Ikui, which is a downward trending one. So it is looking nice as well. And we have these famous red candles. We have a reverse candle, which I love personally.
Yeah,
And
quite a long one, but yeah.
No, I like it though. It looks good. And we have a nice downward trend, and we have a really good risk reward ratio as well. So this would be a good one to put an order on as well, I think.
Yeah,
Because we're in quite a few longs, we need to hedge ourselves by being a bit short. And the last one is Avia. This is a very short-term one. I really like the volatility on this one, since it's moving a lot up and down very quickly. And we have a big, nice red candle as well. So it looks like a solid one to enter.
Very, very good. Very nice. And as always, make sure that you are hedged by going long and short. That's why so important, because you don't know which way the market is going to go. Before we get started, I want to quickly let you know that we are doing a massive crypto giveaway that is exclusive only to our YouTube subscribers. So one of you will have the opportunity to win over £10,000 worth of prizes. We're giving away a 13-inch MacBook Pro, a Ledger X for you to store your cryptos. We're also putting £1,000 worth of Bitcoin direct into your trading account, and giving away a lifetime membership to our online training program, yourcryptoclub.com, which is a comprehensive and easy to follow online course and support, which has all of our proven money making strategies. And lastly, an opportunity to attend our live virtual crypto mastery workshop, where you'll learn how to invest your money safely and securely with our low risk and highly profitable strategies. All you have to do to enter is hit the subscribe button, and you'll automatically be entered into this giveaway. All the terms and conditions are in the description box below. We wish you the best of luck. Go ahead and subscribe now. And without any further ado, let's get started with today's video. All right, let's see what's happening in the crypto markets. Dennis, a lot happening in the crypto. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There's a lot of news in the crypto market, but it's kind of like, is it going up? Is it going down? Like today, it went up massively, but really, it kind of seems to be consolidating a little bit. Let's have a look at, from last week.
Yes, we can have a look at Bitcoin here. And we had this massive fall. So really not much have happened in the last week in the crypto market when it comes to the price. I think a lot of people are waiting for a direction in the market. And I could get a bit more technical, because we are getting an inverse head and shoulder in the shorter term, which is usually very powerful, but I'm probably not going to get into that on here.
Yeah, so an inverse one would normally mean that it's a bullish signal, yeah?
Exactly.
By the way, this was BTC's biggest monthly drop in history. So if you're part of it, congratulations, you are part of history.
Wait, yes, and it's down 40%, right? It is down there now, and as long as you have a strategy, there's no reason not to get in if you believe in it long term. I do think it's very important that this, around the 30,000 mark, that this support really holds, to not see further downside. This is a major support at the moment. Just keep an eye on that. But what I really do like when we look at the sentiment, if you have a look at this one, a lot of people are bearish, or now it's extreme fear in the market. And we have this famous saying from Warren Buffett. What is that saying, Marcus?
When other people are fearful, that is time to be greedy. But my question has always been, when other people are fearful and you're also fearful, what do you do? Right? You still have to be greedy, but it's not as easy because you yourself are also fearful. And that is the real test. You know, can you overcome yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's when we go back to some kind of information here. So what you can see, every time the fear and greed index has been this low, this was back in 2018. This is and by the way, for those of you not aware of what this is, it takes in the sentiment from the market, takes into consideration news and conversations on social media, and a lot of other aspects. Some indicators when it comes to then giving you a number for the crypto index here. fair and greedy index. So when it's been this low, it's kind of a support line here. This is a nice ranging buffalo, Marcus, and we're down there now again.
Very good.
So we think it's a good time to start getting into positions if you believe in it long term, because the news are actually pretty good. We have institutions are ramping up their actions as well, which we discussed last week also.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of the cryptos from last time.
Yeah, same with Ethereum here. So Ethereum is down 46% at the moment. So also we were a bit in profit, but then it came down again. So it's kind of just moving sideways at the moment.
Big news on Ethereum. So I don't know exactly who it was in China, but some high-ranking person in China said that the CBDs that they're looking to promote, is that right? CBDs?
Yeah.
CBDs. I'm sure there's a letter missing there. Their form of digital currency, basically, that they can control. They reckon, I don't know whether this is just a ploy, but they said that that could actually be used on top of Ethereum. Wow.
That would be very interesting. And there's a lot of discussions
for Ethereum, but also that means that Ethereum needs to scale up a lot, because can you imagine a whole country using it? They need to make sure that their transactions per second massively increase there. Okay, so that's Ethereum. What else do we have?
We have XRP as well, that is down quite a bit from its high. We're up, we had it last week, and this is this bubble here, minus 52%. And then from this week, we're up 22% in profit. Not enough, but it's getting a little bit higher. I think it looks nice as well. And
yeah, we're looking for at least 50% on some of these larger caps, which XRP is, before we start milking that cow, Dennis.
Yes, absolutely. And if you look at a lot of the cryptos, they actually have this upward trend. The support is getting higher still. So the market is still very bullish. And we had the same, if we just get a quick look here at Ethereum, it looks very, very similar. So as long as this is happening, we're quite confident that this could be a good support and that it could move higher. So let's see what the next week has in store for us. And
also, just on XRP, Dennis, they basically mentioned, and this is a big thing, why BTC, this is the whole debacle, amongst other things, why BTC went down, was the whole environmental concerns. And XRP are looking by 2030 to be carbon neutral. So that's really good, because people who love Doge, which is really interesting, is also proof of work. And so therefore that also uses a lot of electricity as well. Whereas, XRP and also Cardano, I don't know whether they're going to be looking at Cardano in just a moment, ADA, but that also uses a tiny fraction of the electricity that Bitcoin does. So what is this? ICP. Oh, I've forgotten about my position. Oh my goodness, I'm losing money. Minus 72.
Yeah, it's minus 72 at the moment. If you're not in this, do your research. But it is a blockchain such as Ethereum and Bitcoin, but more scalable, better, more energy efficient, that is starting to making its rounds. So
I need to look at my position. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. What else do we have?
Well, next up we have BNB, the Binance chain coin. So we're minus around the same point, actually, minus 50% from the high, and it's kind of just fluffing about here.
That's amazing. If you do your research, obviously none of this is recommendations. We're not financial advisors, but if you have a strategy and you're seeing 50, let's say you liked something, you thought, oh, this is amazing. They're building this amazing ecosystem. They're burning their tokens, incredible, largest exchange in the whole world. And now it's at 50% discount. I mean, I don't know. I mean, on the way down, I did buy about 3 times, and same with some of the others as well. Okay, so what else?
Yeah, and last week we discussed about the supply chain crypto, which is VeChain. We are up around 8% in profit so far.
Oh, it's like a stock, 8% profit.
Way,
right? Hey, 8% profit. Woo!
Yeah. But you can see, right? The crypto market moves very similar. They move pretty much the same. All of the cryptos you see have a big drop now, it's moving sideways, but one that's actually been very strong is Cardano. It has not dropped as much. Bitcoin dropped almost 60%. Well, Cardano, last week was 37%. It did drop a bit more, but there's a lot of buying going on here, so which is nice. So we do see we're up 11% so far. So if you bought,
I think it did crash, right? But very, very quickly the price was pushed back up again by the fans. They have a real army of people. Some of the news, by the way, Ray Dalio, multi-billionaire, very, very big in the fund industry, has finally kind of converted over to cryptocurrencies. He says he actually prefers Bitcoins to bonds.
Yeah. And that's
by the way,
big statement.
That's a big one for somebody like that to say it, but I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, but anyway, it takes time for people like that to say stuff like that. So the world's largest crypto conference in Miami, 50,000 people. Do you know, when I went to my first conference, it was packed. There were 300 people in the room. And they said that the year before that, it was only 30. So, and we were like, yeah, this is a 50,000 seater. I think it's a live. Is this a live event?
Yeah, they're supposed to have it live. I'm not sure with the COVID regulation around that, but we'll see.
Amazing. Yeah. And Grayscale CEO Barry Silbert says Dogecoin is dramatically overvalued. Really? Yeah, it is dramatically overvalued. But anyway. Okay, what else? Do we have any other things for us to look at?
Yeah, from last week as well, we looked at DOT just quickly. So if you, just to give you an opportunity to get in, if you haven't, minus 54%.
Can I just say, Polkadot is one of those that really is disappointing, right? If you look at what happened to Cardano, Polkadot, I think, is kind of maybe fairly valued. I don't know, because it just doesn't seem to go up as much. Even before that, it was, look at the chart, was going sideways for a very, very long time. And it just hasn't really responded. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that with a project that's gone from $4 up to $50.
Okay, maybe that's why. There you go. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last one we looked at last week was Link as well. So Chainlink, and that is currently down 42%. So if you didn't manage to get in last week, well, now you have a pretty good chance as well.
These are all great projects, by the way. We're really showing you the biggest and the best projects here. Okay. All right. What else do we have?
Yeah, we have two new ones. We have one which is Monero, and the reason I want to mention this is because now they've seen a lot of people in Australia has been buying Monero just because their Australian government, they're looking to impose bigger taxable gains on cryptos, and we are obviously for paying the taxes, because we are always looking at the more taxes you pay, the more money you make, which is awesome, and we help the society. However, from a trader's perspective, this could be interesting, because if then a lot of people are getting into Monero because of those reasons, because of regulation, great, then we could trade this in the shorter term. Hopefully that moves in the opposite direction of the rest of the market, which has not really been the case here, but we're about to find out if that changes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have two more. One is Cake that I want to mention, because they had an event which is absolutely Marcus' favorite event. That it was a birthday, and they ate cake. Yay. No, yeah, well, no, they actually burnt the cake. It melted.
That's not good. I don't like burnt cake.
Well, could be
the biggest burn ever. But burning, by the way, just means that they kind of remove the coins from the market, and they burnt 5,977,000 of these cakes. So that's a lot of money. That's the equivalent to $105 million. They just took those out of the market, meaning that scarcity has just been introduced there. So there's less of these. What normally happens if supply stays constant, but the demand stays constant, but the supply suddenly falls, that means that the prices generally go up. So this is going to be very good for cake, definitely in the short to medium term.
Absolutely. So it's down 60% from the high. So it looks to be an interesting one to get into. And the last one I want to speak about today is AGI. That is SingularityNet. Now they've just done a hard fork. We don't really have a chart on it, but I think we can look on it over here. It's also fallen a lot. The cool thing with AGI is that let's see, this is CoinMarketCap, by the way, everyone. Let's see if we can search for it here. Let's see here. So just meanwhile we're waiting for this, then AGI is a crypto that they're working on AI, so which is artificial intelligence. And they are actually done their upgrade. A hard fork is an upgrade that they do in order to make the blockchain even better. So now they have implemented cross-chain functions. So what they aim to do is actually to work together with Cardano. Cardano has a really fast and good blockchain, while SingularityNet has the AI, the artificial intelligence. They're going to combine those two in order to create a great blockchain that keeps learning, basically, to become even better.
I don't know whether you ever heard of the robot Sophia. You kind of see her face and body, and it kind of has conversations with people. Like, you ask it questions, how are you feeling? And, what do you think about life? And are you here to hurt humans and things like that? I have real conversations with her, which is really interesting. And AGI is one that I went into when it did its initial coin offering, its ICO, I think back in 2017, I think.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to see that, a lot of these ICOs that I went into, by the way, they are absolutely gone, right? They are dead as a dodo. So it's really good that there's a handful, because you only need one, if you think about it, you only need one to really go up a lot to take care of all the other losses. So hopefully this will be one of those. But Dennis, it's down 23%. What's going on?
Yeah, well, yeah, so it's gone from 44 cents, and now it's around 24 cents. So it's almost down 50% from that high. So which means it could be interesting one to get into.
Yes. Yeah. Do your own research. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Anything else you want to discuss about? No. Okay, good. So let's go on to our long-term strategy, VCA.
Yeah. So we have some from last week, which is also Square Inc., a really good project. Marcus, you said it was a no-brainer. We're currently up 15% on that. Just such an amazing project. So we could put the stop loss, if you want to do that, maybe underneath this consolidation here, the last 3 candles. So when we looked at it last week, we were down 30%. Oh, wow. Let's see here if we can remove that. Boom. So we're up 15% at the moment.
Yeah, 15% is good for stocks. Wonderful. That's a good one.
And then we have Take-Two Interactive as well. Software looks to be finding some kind of resistance here, but I do think it looks bullish. The lows are getting higher, and it looks a bit like it's trying to break higher, let's say that. And it's up 10% at the moment. What do you think, Marcus?
Still, maybe, do you think it might be worth putting a little bit of a stop loss just underneath that?
Yeah, I think with this red line here, we can even make it red, just because of effect. Is this red? It's orange.
Wow, amazing. Okay.
Yeah, and then we need to just have a quick look at coin as well, which is Coinbase. Doesn't look too good, I must say. The chart looks quite, downward trending. So we were down 42%. We're just waiting on this. Do your research. This is Coinbase, obviously, for those of you who are new to the channel, one of the biggest exchanges in the world and the biggest in the US. And they're doing really well, obviously, with cryptos. But now when crypto's gone down, Coinbase gone down as well. And it might have been a bit too overhyped.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But I mean, it is down massively from that high. And, sometimes with these VCAs, we always say when we're investing, we're talking about months to years. So I'm quite happy to wait. Well, I don't know about happy, but I'm okay waiting for a year or year and a half for this to play out. And always using a strategy, of course, to get our average price nice and low so that when and I do believe that Coinbase, they really do make a lot of money. So we'll see. We will see, as T. Harvaker says, we will see.
Absolutely.
All right, what else do we have?
We have Twitter as well, which we are just briefly, was a good one. We're up 13% at the moment, which is nice. So we're getting close to the take profit levels, but around 13%. And then we have the one we looked at last week, which is Shake Shack, also up 13% from the moment we bought yesterday. So well done if you did that.
Yeah, and let us know. Comment below if you actually got in, or maybe if you want to help yourself from a psychological point of view, comment that you didn't get in, right? Just to kind of make a public declaration and say, but next time I am going to get in. Very, very important that you also take action on these things. Obviously, don't just go in because we're going in. Make sure you do your own research. If any of you want to know what the strategies are, then leave a comment below, or maybe we have something popping up here. Who knows nowadays, quite frankly. But if you want to know the strategies, then do take action, and we'll do our best to help you. All right. Now, do we have any new ones here?
Yeah, we have one new one this week to add to our cocktail, and that is Dollar Tree, actually a retail company.
Wow, that's gap down. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, this is a gappy company. Look at it.
Yeah.
Gapped up, gap down. Holy moly, moly. Okay, what do they do, Dennis? Brick and mortar retailers. Do we really want that?
Yeah, I think we might want to add one of those, especially when looking at their numbers. They've done really, really well. It seems. So they have some amazing profits to show. They are cheaper than Amazon and some of its competitors, and they seems that they placed themselves well in kind of low income areas. So they're doing really, really well. So I think we'll make a good 20% on this.
I'll be honest with you, it's okay. I would like get in if it like falls a lot more. But I'm looking at this and it's saying, you know, Dollar Tree stock has advanced more than 40% of the past 5 years. I mean, more than 40% over 5 years.
Yeah, but look at the volatility. I know, but look at the volatility. So up 34%, and down 17%, and up 25%, and it goes quite fast. So I kind of like the chart as well. It's quite volatile and both up and down.
I mean, one of the main reasons that we do stocks is as a hedge, right? So to make sure that in terms of diversification, that we don't just put all of our money into one asset class like cryptos, for example, because it's fine as it's going in our direction. But when the market turns, of course, we need to make sure that we're still making our, you know, we're aiming for 3% on the Buffalo, 3% a month. And we'll have a look at the results in just a moment, and around 15 to 20% a year on VCA, although we tend to do a hell of a lot more than that. All right, so this is one that you like. They've just partnered with Instacart to provide same-day delivery. Ooh, for Family Dollar shoppers. Looks like some of these retailers are finally waking up, you know, and trying to give some competition to Amazon, which is good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's using the VCA strategy. Do we have any more?
No,
or shall we
that's
get
it.
to the results?
But let's get to the results.
Let's
Now,
get to those results. Nothing's changed.
Nothing has changed this week, but as you can see, we're up quite a bit in profit on the stocks, and the cryptos were down in the positions, but we're averaging in. So that's why it's so good to have both stocks and cryptos, because now when cryptos are down, stocks are actually going up. So we can make money. It doesn't matter if one of the markets go down.
Yeah, very good. And again, make sure that you do diversify. It's so important. There's a, you know, people say, yeah, but this is working so well, so I'm gonna, yeah, I get that. I do really understand that, because obviously you want to make hay while the going's good, but you always need to make sure that you do some asset allocation. And also outside of trading and investing, you want to make sure that, you know, you do business, you have a good career and job, you know, you make sure that you buy property and whatever else that you want to do. I always say, you know, you need a solid table needs at least 3 legs. You know, 4's even better. You know, 5 might be overkill, but 3 is an absolute minimum. Most people just have 1. So please do make sure that you, and this is probably why you're looking at this channel. So that's the end of the trades of the week for this week. So please make sure that you do comment below. This is so important that you let us know, are you actually getting into some of the kind of stocks and cryptos that we're talking about? Are you or aren't you? Even if you're not, let us know, and why not? You know, use us as a springboard, I always say, to do your own research. So very important indeed. And do you agree or disagree with any of the stocks or cryptos that we actually put up there? Let us know below, and make sure that you subscribe, more importantly, so you don't miss out. This is so important. 2 reasons. 1, because obviously you want to know what we're getting into and what we're not. You don't want to miss out on that. But the second thing is that we are closing our giveaway. So this is literally, I don't know if it's the last chance, but it's getting very, very close. So if you just subscribe, which you want to do anyway, then you won't be missing out on that, and we'll enter you into that giveaway where we're giving away lots of different things, including a laptop. I think it's a Mac laptop. So please make sure you subscribe now, and we look forward to seeing you next week in Trades of the Week.